What's going on, Internet? Iron Jordan here. So today you're getting a double dip on videos from me because I'm actually going to be out of town for the next couple days. We've already recorded, and the video might be out for DBS. And now we're going to be doing a ban list reaction. Not even really a reaction, more of a discussion because I've already seen all the cards on this list because it's been out for a couple days. But unfortunately, I am not a full-time Yugi tuber. I have a real job, so I haven't really had the time to make any of these videos. But I digress. We're going to jump into it now, and I'm going to give you my thoughts on the ban list, whether it was good or bad, and how it's going to affect things moving forward. Scrolling on down, the first card on the list is Guard Dragon LP. This is kind of just a matter of time. Guard Dragon LP summons any dragon from your deck. It doesn't negate its effects or anything, and it doesn't have a level restriction. On top of that, it's a linked one. Like, this card is problematic. It was going to be gone. It was always going to be gone. Uh, Glad it's gone. That this is going to be good for the format. It's going to shake things up, which is very, very nice. Moving on down, we have Zodiac Trident. This is probably my favorite hit on the list, aside from maybe one more that we'll talk about here in a second. Zoos have been around for a long time. They've been around since 2017, and as long as they have been around, they have been competitively viable. Now you have stuff like Tri Brigade, and you have AA Zeus that is making the Zodiac shell stronger than it probably would be otherwise. And Trident has just been kind of a problematic card. Like, it's a one card interruption. Like, you normal summon rat and you can just make this thing and it's just dumb, right? And on top of that, like, the zoo engine just has so many other different things that you can do simply because they circumvent the XYZ mechanic by only needing one monster. So it had a stint on the ban list already, and it rejoins Broad Bull on the list at 0. Very much in love with this, even as somebody who used to play zoos back in the day. Scrolling on down, we're going to go down to the limited because that was all the banned cards. First, we have Miscellaneous Saurus. Miscellaneous Saurus, again, dinosaurs have been around since 2017. This card has been around forever. It's kind of a very glue eaty card, very glue eater card, where it's like, hey, man, I pitched this card and now you can't interact with my combos. Excellent. It's essentially another call by the grave specifically for dinos. So I understand why dino players are upset, but like, this card has always been a problem. You can also use it to banish itself and summon Animador and Archosaur, even if you don't have any other dinos in your graveyard to banish. This card is just a problem. It's been a problem forever. I would actually like to see this card banned because you still have 3 copies of Fossil Dead and you still have 3 copies of Oviraptor to search this thing out. So it's like you still have 7 copies. So Mist will still be around and dinos will still be powerful because this is the only power check that they got. I would like to, in the future, see Fossil Dead go down to 1 because it's not a hard once per turn, and Rhoda's at 1. So this card, so I think Fossil Dead should be at 1 too. And then I think the Dinos would maybe carve out a healthy spot in like a tier 2 or maybe a little bit higher in the meta for themselves. And then they can stay around forever after that. And then you don't have to touch them ever again after that. Perform Palace Skullcrobat Joker. This card really should be at 3. It's just Stratos, and Stratos is at 3, so why not make this card at 3? Pepe is not doing anything. Pendulums aren't doing anything. So put this card at 3. It's completely fine. You can even bring Monkey Board back to 1, and it probably wouldn't. Like Pendulums just don't do anything under Master Rule 5. Like, not really. So like, just give them a bunch of cards back. It'll be all right. I'm sure this card will come back to 3. This is maybe just testing the water to make sure it's okay at 1, which it is. You know, newsflash, it is. Striker Dragon. It's another card that's completely abused with the Dragon Link engine. Really happy that this didn't get banned because I don't think that was necessary. That would be absolutely killing the deck. I think that this gives the deck still potential to combo off and have other lines of combo. We just need to see good Dragon Link players actually, you know, put deck lists out and do it. So, but it's really nice to see with LP gone and with Striker at 1, the Dragon Link deck that we know and hate and love and loathe or whatever, wherever you fall on that side of the fence, is not going to be the same. So very nice to see this. Next we have Salamangreat Mirage Stalio, giving Salamangreats a chance to come back into the meta. They've already been doing okay as a rogue deck. They can still put up some pretty good boards, but this gives them another access to start to combo a little bit. I've actually been playing around with this deck a little bit since this card got set back to 1, and it's really fun. So really nice to see this card come back. It actually has been like, hey man, try out this deck that you've never played before. But I also know a lot of Salamangreat players that are very happy to get this back. Very happy for you guys. This is a big win. I like this a lot. Sky Striker Mobilize Engage. I'll be honest, this is the only change on the list that I'm kind of about because Engage is a crazy card. It is an insane. This card is literally Pot of Greed. It is literally Pot of Greed, and having Pot of Greed at 1 we will see how that goes. I mean, realistically, you have to be playing it in some kind of really spell heavy Sky Striker deck, but like the card was a problem before. We'll see. Time will tell. Maybe this will be okay at one. Maybe not. I mean, the card's already jumped up in price. I'm sorry if you didn't have yours already. I checked before. I was just looking at cards, right? And when they announced the ban list, the card was like $2 or $3, and then within like 10 minutes, it was $10. And then later on that day, the cheapest version of the card was like $20. So people are really going in for this card. So I really hope that you had yours if you were trying to play this archetype. Now that this card is limited to one instead of forbidden. So we'll see. Maybe this was a good idea on Konami's part. Maybe not. We now have also Double Iris Magician at semi-limited. Again, pendulums aren't doing anything, so throw them a bone. This is really really nice. And then Symbol of Heritage. This card's no longer on lists. It's at 3 now. Nobody ever really played this card in TCG, so I don't expect it to do anything ever. But it's here. We have it. Probably the worst card on the list before it got unlimited. So yeah, that's the list. Things I think they missed. Oh boy, did they miss something with Drytron. I think this just straight up made Strytron the best deck in the format. I don't even think there's any contention to that. Maybe pure Tri Brigade will find something out, or like Tri Brigade Lyralist, or maybe they'll continue to play Zoos because Chakra 9 is still a card. So I mean, I think that's the only problem with this list is that like they really needed they I know that Drytron is still new, but so is Tri Brigade. They need to do something about Drytron. I think Eva is the problem. I think people that are calling for Beatrice don't know what they're talking about. Like, oh, ban Beatrice. Like, okay, yeah, if you ban Beatrice, you get rid of the ability to go +4 with Eva off of sending from Beatrice. However, you don't get rid of Eva, which is the actual problem card to begin with. You know what I mean? So I feel like Eva is the hit for Drytrons, realistically. Um, and that's really about it. I don't think that you ban a archetypal card for a deck that's playable, like BAs. Like, I get it. It's a generic ranked 6 Foolish Burial, and that's why Lavalval Chain got banned. Okay, I get it. That's fine. The problem with that is that ranked 4s are so much easier to make than ranked 6s, and Lavalvals aren't playable. Let's be real here. BAs are playable. BAs are about as good as Salamangreat are, and you wouldn't just go banning Sunlight Wolf because it had another interaction in another deck, like theoretically, right? So if you could ban the card that's the actual problem, Eva, or hit Diviner, which is the card that kind of makes this entire thing work, then why wouldn't you? I know Diviner is new, but Diviner is clearly a problem, and Eva is clearly a problem. Both those cards much more so than Beatrice, and so I think that Beatrice should be fine. Fingers crossed. It's already limited to one. Come on, guys. So yeah, but that's just what I think. I think that Drytron needs a hit. I think either banning Ben 10 straight up would maybe be okay. I don't know if it fixes anything though. It does make it harder to make Beatrice, but I guess you can still play the Megalith package. I don't want to hit anything in the Drytron engine itself, but if you do, Drytron Nova would not be a horrible hit. And then, like I said, I think Eva and Diviner are like actually the problem cards. So there you go. That's my thoughts for the ban list and what they could do in the future to make the format healthier. Like I said, I think Drytrons are going to just be the best deck. I think Tri Brigades will be fine. Dragon Links will actually be okay. They're not going to be amazing, but they'll still be good. Obviously, we'll have Shadal's Invoke Dogmatica. I don't really think anything in that engine needs to get hit aside from maybe the Invoked engine because Magical Meltdown probably needs to go to 1 or 0. Having 6 copies of Alistair in your deck is kind of rough. But yeah, no, and then Prank Kids didn't get touched, but I don't think Prank Kids need to get touched. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the ban list and everything in the Yu-Gi-Oh meta going forward. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.